everyone, JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City match analysis, the first one of the 2019-20 season. Going to be changing it up a little bit for this season. Now, Manchester City went into this game, Community Shield, knowing that they can win another domestic trophy. Liverpool went into this game looking to try and build on their momentum of the Champions League game. All to play for here, lots of talking points. Before we crack on with this video though, just wanted to say, if you're new around here enjoying the content, make sure you press that red button, subscribe, press the bell, put your push notifications on. Make sure, if you're interested, you go check out my social media links you can find in description below and popping up on screen too for my Twitter and Instagram. And make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below, because I'm always interested in what you do have to say. And make sure also you leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy this video. So I'm going to crack on with this video first and talk about our oppositions, Liverpool, and how they lined up. No Mane as expected in this game. James Milner ended up missing out through an injury. It saw them go with a midfield of Jordan Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum, and they also went with Fabinho too in defensive midfield, a strong midfield. Lots of runners in Liverpool's midfield. Very difficult team to be able to contain. Went with Firmino, Origi, Salah going up front. They also saw Trent Alexander-Arnold, Robertson. Interesting that they went with Alisson too in net. Only just returned, I imagine, to Liverpool training if he's returned at the same time as Ederson has, so that's why we went with Bravo ahead of Ederson. Not had too much time in pre-season, and also, of course, you do have Virgil van Dijk, their leader at the back, really, one of the best defenders in the world, competing for, so a very strong Liverpool side. Manchester City went with a strong side too. There was lots of chatter before the game that Rodri weren't going to be starting in this game, and instead was going to see Gundogan going in at defensive midfield. Turned out to be fake news coming in for that one. Rodri did start. In actual fact, my predicted 11 that I put in the preview for this game was the 11 that City went for, which is always a nice way to start the season there. So Bravo going in ahead of Ederson, as he's only just returned to training with Manchester City. Bernardo Silva out wide, Leroy Sané out wide too. Yes, Leroy Sané started, we'll talk about him in just one moment. And also saw Raheem Sterling going through the middle, starting there. No Danilo, interestingly, in the Manchester City squad, in the 18-man squad. So read into that what you will. We'll talk more about Sané and Danilo, by the way, in the transfer updates for tomorrow about this game, so I'll talk about that more in detail then. Of course, we didn't have Laporte travelling for the squad, so we had Stones and Otamendi starting at centre-back. We also saw the young lads, Garcia, Foden, Angelino too, going there in on the bench too. So yeah, nicely set up for the game. Looking forward to this game. Interesting to build up. Now, first half, Sané went down under a little bit of a heavy challenge from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Looked like a little bit of a leg problem. It's one of those injuries that looks dead niggly, doesn't look too serious, doesn't look like it's going to force Leroy Sané off the pitch. In fact, one of them that looks like maybe a little bit more painful than what it first appears, although he was walking at the end, so that is good news. Don't know whether City took him off as a precaution or whether Leroy Sané's wanted to come off, but he was walking gingerly, didn't look too right. City put Jesus on instead. I've seen some people talking about how they think Leroy Sané's injury was fake and he's doing this all for the Bayern Munich and all that stuff, but we'll talk about that more with the transfer updates. To me, it just looked like he's picked up a knock. City as a precaution, taking him off and instead gone with Jesus instead, which seemed to work well. Free kick comes in from that incoming foul from Alexander-Arnold, which was on Leroy Sané. Ball's worked in. Kyle Walker works the ball, gets to the back post. Kevin De Bruyne is there, heads it back. David Silva works the ball across. There's Raheem Sterling, manages to poke it home under the legs of Alisson. Alisson scrambling there, trying to keep the ball out. Doesn't manage it, managed to make it Manchester City 1, Liverpool 0 just after 11 minutes, which was fantastic. Great start to the season. And Raheem Sterling scoring his first goal past his former club, Liverpool 2. Saw City actually create a good couple of opportunities. Raheem Sterling going for the near post, ended up creating a good save by Alisson. And talking of near post and good saves, Mo Salah ended up creating a couple of good opportunities, which were both saved by Bravo too. And to be honest, that was really it. I mean, we saw a half volley, I think it was, from Firmino earlier on, saved by Bravo. The match was kind of just coasting along really into half-time. Manchester City 1-0 ahead, looking for a little bit more intensity, try and get that killer second goal, kill the game off. City always, rule of thumb, look for the 2-goal cushion. 2-goal cushion, Man City then can coast along and play their tiki-taka football that they like to play, and wear teams out and then push towards the end of the second half when teams are tired. It's always what they're looking for. Did make some notes for some of the players, rooms for improvement, looking for Walker just to try and get forward a little bit more. Seems to always just be passing backwards, taking the safer options rather than driving forward, looking for a little bit more. But yeah, there we go, a little bit of room for improvement there. Rodri made a little bit of a note for him too. Thought he was getting used to the physical side of let's say the Premier League, and getting a little bit bullied off the ball at times, pressed, looking for a free kick, weren't getting free kicks to be fair. the majority of the challenges on Rodri won't be free kicks in the Premier League, so just needs to try and be a little bit stronger. Aguero's got used to it. Raheem Sterling's very good at it. Bernardo Silva's very good at it. The holding on to the ball, he's a big lad, Rodri, so yeah, needs to just work on his strength, holding off players. Something he will get used to as he plays more Premier League clubs over the course of the season, but it is something for him to work on. It's a Community Shield, it's pre-season still, always going to be room for improvements. Looking for Zinchenko just to be a little bit tighter on Mo Salah, because Mo Salah looking very dangerous, creating a lot of space, and was always going to be Liverpool's talisman that was always going to cause us a lot of problems. So just need to try and hang on to him there and be very tight onto him, because Liverpool, all their outlet with no Mane there, going through Salah instead. Thought we did very well in keeping Alexander-Arnold and Robertson quiet, particularly in that first half though. I thought Bravo and Otamendi, fantastic. Into the second half, Liverpool, much better. Came out much more attacking, much more intent. Difficult to do on a Wembley pitch, so they managed to do that. Thought Liverpool were a lot better second half. Man City managed to hold on, defending well, like I said. Bravo was doing very well up to that. I mean, Liverpool had a goal line technology incident coming into play, which didn't cross the line, hit the crossbar, hit the post too. Liverpool did through Mo Salah. Mo Salah also at the end missed a very good opportunity with a good clearance from Kyle Walker, but they did manage to break the deadlock. I think it was just before the 80th minute. Ball was coming in. Man City's old nemesis, set play. Ball comes over, Walker nods it back. There's Virgil van Dijk, back post, works the ball on the half volley back across the goal. And there was Matip there just to nod it in for a goal for Liverpool. So yeah, there we go. 1-1, ended up finishing 1-1. Probably a fair result, I thought, in the end. Went to penalties, ended up seeing Manchester City thankfully win the game on 5-4 on penalties. Glad to see that we've done some improvements since the Wolves game on penalties. I was fearing Man City's penalties against Wolves in pre-season, horrendous. Some of the worst set that I've seen. Nice to know City's been working on them and working on them well. 5 penalties, 5 scored, absolutely fantastic. Gini Wijnaldum's penalty was saved by Bravo, the one that ended up being decisive after Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus all took spot kicks for Manchester City, which saw us win this game and win another domestic trophy, which is always good to see. So we'll have a quick look at the stats for this game. 53% possession for Liverpool ahead of Man City's 47%. Always looking for Man City to have more possession than their oppositions. Not many teams manage to have more possession than Man City in a game, so kudos to Liverpool being able to do that on a big Wembley pitch too. That is something City need to work on going into the Premier League season. We had more possession than Liverpool by the first half, so in the second half Liverpool a lot more dominant, as the shots tell too. 17 shots for Liverpool, 9 on target, compared to with 8 shots on target, 3 on target. City never really turned up in the second half, so we do have room for improvement there. Liverpool ended up making more passes, 527 passes compared to City's 477. Liverpool better pass completion rate, 285% to City's 82%. Always looking for just a little bit more. Clear-cut chances a lot closer. 4 for Liverpool, 3 for Man City. More crosses put into the box by Liverpool, and Liverpool were more dominant in the air too. Liverpool ended up having more corners too. Liverpool ended up making more tackles. City made more interceptions, more blocks from City, more clearances from City and more headed clearances, and City actually more physically dominant on their aerial duels too. City were very good on the second ball in this game, so like I said, just little bits for them to work on, a little bit of rustiness there. Always going to get that in pre-season, something for us to build up and work on going into that match against West Ham. To me, made a note, this was ideal preparation, not just for Man City, but also for Liverpool too. This was ideal preparation for both clubs to see where they're at fitness level, where they're at going into the Premier League season, and it was a good test of fitness this. Kevin De Bruyne went down with a little bit of cramps, or Phil Foden come on, so that was how intense this game was. A very intense game, not something you're always looking for in the Community Shield this early in the season, but it set the precedent now. Man City are here to try and win trophies, just like we were doing last season. Liverpool are here trying to push Manchester City every step of the way. This could be another tiring season. More records to be broken. Are we looking at 100 points again? Who knows? But lots of questions about Leroy Sané. We'll discuss all them in the transfer update for tomorrow. Another domestic trophy for Manchester City. I think that's 5 consecutive domestic trophies now for Manchester City. Winning momentum, carrying on. So David Silva, Sergio Aguero, 2 sharing the trophy lifting, which was nice to see ever since Vincent Kompany left. One last note in terms of play. Felt like we missed Vincent Kompany a lot. That rock, that leader at the back, lacking. It's not something you can replace in a transfer window and signing a player. It's something they respect. is earned. It's something you need to build upon season upon season upon season. We've got players there that have been here for a long time and players that have just joined. So obviously Laporte's not been here too long, but Otamendi, John Stones, these are settled players used to Man City and used to the Premier League. These are players that really need to build on their experience. Man of the match for this game, 100%, in my opinion. Claudio, bravo, wonderful. My opinion, I'd go with him at West Ham. Hopefully the days of him having one shot on target faced and it going in the net, absolutely superb in this game. Absolutely not got a problem with him starting. Some players easing back into training, always something to work for, and I thought City put themselves a good account. Just little bits to work on, bits of possession, bits of physicality, just bits of working the ball around, creating more opportunities, putting the ball in the back of the net. And job's a good one. On to West Ham. So there we go. That has been the video. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure if you enjoyed this video, you leave a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press the red button, press the bell, put your push notifications on, and make sure also check out my social media links, which you can find in description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and check me out on Twitter and Instagram. So I'll see you all again tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. We'll be previewing and analysing the West Ham game next weekend, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you all again tomorrow for the next Manchester City football video. Peace. Ciao for now. Another trophy.